Putin Bad News. In a car bombing in Kherson, a member of Putin's party was killed. The regional governor has reported that the head of Vladimir Putin's party in Russian-occupied southern Ukraine was killed in a car bombing. The attack earlier today apparently resulted in the death of Vladimir Malov, executive secretary of the United Russia Party's Nova Kakhovka, Kherson branch. Vladimir Saldo, governor of the region, was reportedly killed in a terrorist attack, or an attack planned and carried out by Ukraine. Kiev did not immediately respond with a statement. There have been numerous attempts on the lives of officials in occupied parts of Ukraine who are seen as supporting Russian rule. Russia claimed victory in July when it arrested a Ukrainian agent before he could blow up a car carrying Russian-backed Crimean leader Sergei Aksyonov. Moscow says it is striking at partisans in the Black Sea as revenge. After a string of attacks on the annexed peninsula, Russia is striking back at Ukrainian partisans. The enemy is concerned about the activity and increased effectiveness of the resistance movement in Crimea, the Ukrainian National Resistance Center said. As a result, the counterintelligence regime has been strengthened, including the ability to identify and combat the Ukrainian underground, the authors write. Last month, the Atesh movement claimed it had provided the intelligence for an attack on the Black Sea Fleet's Sevastopol base. It did not say what about this concerned authorities. A spokesperson for the organization claimed that it had informed Kiev of the whereabouts of disgruntled Russians, thereby facilitating the missile attack that had allegedly killed dozens of officers. Putin ties could have been a motivating factor in the attack on Sochi. It has been speculated by the Ministry of Defense (MID) that a Russian resort frequented by Vladimir Putin's family has been the target of repeated drone attacks. An intelligence report stated, on October 1, 2023, the Russian Black Sea resort town of Sochi was struck by uncrewed aerial vehicles for the second time in 2 weeks. Sochi is the summer base for many of Russia's elite and is a popular tourist destination because of its association with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The city's proximity to the fighting is yet another illustration of how the war has reached Russian civilians far from the frontier with Ukraine. There was a dramatic increase in train traffic between the two countries after Kim Jong-un's visit, suggesting that North Korea is likely sending arms to Russia. Analysts from the Washington firm Beyond Parallel, citing satellite imagery, have claimed that North Korea's border Tumangang rail facility contains an unprecedented number of freight cars. Over the past 5 years, fewer than 20 vehicles have been spotted in the area. It likely indicates North Korea's supply of arms and munitions to Russia, the report says. This comes after Kim Jong-un met with Vladimir Putin last month, where he was speculated to have agreed to trade satellite technology for missiles and shells. After a drone was shot down near Moscow, all flights were grounded. According to Russia's TASS news agency, airport operations in Russia were temporarily halted this morning after air defenses destroyed a drone in the area of Moscow. Russia facilities were the target of the attack, which was repelled over the Istra district to the northwest of the capital, according to the Kremlin. According to preliminary reports, there were no casualties or significant damage in Moscow, but emergency services are working at the scene, as Mayor Sergei Sobyanin put it. Vnukovo and Sheremetyevo airports in Moscow have resumed flight operations.